Hi and welcome in this video. I am MaryÂm. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'll be talking about a new topic within this video series on financial freedom. This video series is based on how I grew myself financially and how I reached higher levels of financial freedom. In this video I'd like to go further. In the previous one, I talked about how to create a system of health, a system of anything really, marketing, management, a system that allows you to actually reach higher levels of freedom no matter where you are working from. So in this video today, I will share with you my story on how I became better at managing my financial aspect. Basically, money management was very key on my path, and how I did at the beginning, I looked at everything and specifically all my expenses. So most people actually work on the entrances, but the truth is, it's better to work on everything that comes out first, so that after that, when the base is clear, when the system is clear, then it's easier to work on whatever comes in. So focusing, number one key, focusing on what comes out is better and easier than to focus on number two, what comes in. Okay, so when I speak about what comes out, I mean actually all your expenses. So if you have a list, I highly suggest you do that. Have a list of everything that comes out of your account, comes out of your pocket, basically everything you pay for, invest for on a monthly basis. So for example, you have the rent, for example, you have the bills, for example, you have the phone bills, you have the food, hygiene, clothes, anything really, memberships, sport, gym, education, everything that comes out. You want to list that, okay, price it exactly, or on average if it's like something that can be fluctuating like food or bills, but you want to make sure you know exactly what comes out. So you are putting consciousness on that, on what comes out of your life, because that is energy. Okay, so once I did that, I realized everything that was coming out, despite the fact that I was in a state where my financial situation wasn't very good. So there were things I was spending money on, thinking that they were needed, thinking that they were useful, but really they were not. So me realizing that, putting that consciousness into that list, made me realize that, wait a minute, how can I better this? Is there something that I can stop doing? Is there an expense I can cut off? Is there something I can eliminate? And the truth was, yes, there is. And I didn't realize that until I was putting the work in, until I was actually organizing myself and creating that system of money management. So I did my best to reduce my expenses as close as possible to zero, which may seem like poverty or sadness or unhappiness, but the truth is I felt happier doing that, because I was realizing that really I was feeling more free and I was feeling more in control of my life, okay? I was feeling more a master of myself. And even the other aspects of my life, like any other areas, that was working better. My relationships, my personal relationship with other people, my connection with myself, self-knowledge about myself, self-awareness, everything was working better. Okay, so that was the first step. Working on my expenses, reducing them as close as possible to zero, and a great way to do that some people forget about is to actually lower as much as possible your biggest expenses. And the biggest expense for most people is renting a house, a roof above our heads. That is one of the biggest expenses, along with the bills as well, and having a car. So if you can find a way to reduce that expense of having a house, a rent, a mortgage, to as close as possible to zero, and this is very possible very easily, everything else will be much easier after, because everything else is lower than that, accommodation, house business. So for me, I was very lucky, or I guess I had this blessing to have someone who told me, MaryÂm, come to my place, and that person was happy to pay for everything, and I was in exchange giving services. I was helping in the cleaning, helping in the laundry, helping in the cooking, and that was actually making me happy. So there's so many ways you can do that, okay? Community living, co-living, living with other people, exchanging services. There's so many ways today to do that so that you don't have to pay for rent or don't have to go through a loan or a mortgage to have a house. And most people forget about this, but this also creates more connections with people, more relationships, and that's a great way to grow in a healthy way. Remember, community living allows people to live actually 20% longer as science says. So that is one aspect. And then the second aspect would be to work on the entrances. And that is only a byproduct, okay, of when you are already connecting with people, when you already are, you know, serving others, delivering, giving, then it's easy because you just have to do it in a way that is helping someone else specifically, helping someone to have more money, and that person will be willing to give you money, and that's how you get started, okay? I got started, as I said, or in a previous video, or maybe in the next one, not so sure the video series order, I was sharing that I started creating things for others like websites, products, courses, translations, books, but I had no specific talent in that. I was just sharing what I knew and what I could do, even though that wasn't specifically my life mission. It just led me to there more. Okay, so this is the key. I do share more in the rejuvenation process about how I set up a more specific money management system. I was doing back then, and I still do today. You want to actually put your money in different baskets, okay? You want to have a part that is for your expenses, okay, like necessities or your regular necessities on a monthly basis, and you also want to have a basket that is to give, okay? Some people forget about giving, but you gotta give like at least a specific amount of your money to others, because if you don't give, you don't actually receive more. So that's the second basket you want to work on. And there's a third one, which is the joy. You want to have joy, you want to have fun. And if you just systemize everything, you become like a robot, and it can become boring. So you do want to have money that you don't think about what you're going to do with it. You just want to spend it and enjoy in anything that is worth doing for you. For example, traveling, for example, flowers, for example, activities, anything like that. That is the third one. Then the fourth one, you want to actually invest in yourself in a certain way. I do share more again in the course. It would be long to go into details. And then you have another one that is specifically to work and grow your financial freedom. Okay? And the last one is a specific one on savings. I do share exactly the percentage that I have used in every single basket. You do want to put a certain percentage of money in each one of those baskets, so that, guess what, you never ever have to think again about what shall I do with my money, because everything is systemized. As I share with you, creating a system for your health, for your financial freedom, for anything really in life, will help you a lot in freeing that space within yourself, so that you can use this mind power, this mental force, for something else, which is creation, manifesting your creation. And this way you also have more connection to your intuition, and you can use it wisely. Okay, and you can strive and live more on energy, because doing that helped me again to overnight go from eating cooked food several times a day to going on live and raw, and mostly like I had a smoothie and a salad back then every single day instead of 2 meals of cooked food. So that made a difference overnight, simply because I had freed myself from this thinking around money, and everything was systemized. And I don't even speak about all the blessings that come out of doing that, because organization, discipline is freedom. And money management is energy management, which is the pranic path, really. Okay, so in the next video, I'll speak a bit more about another topic on financial freedom. Catch you up later. You can join the newsletter for more information. Until then, take care of yourself. Bye now.